For those who are grieving, the holidays and special occasions, like birthdays and anniversaries and, Mother's Day and Father's Day, these seasons can be especially difficult. And it can be hard to navigate for those of us who love and care for, the people around us. And people, they don't just grieve over a loved one's death, but people can grieve for many reasons. They can grieve for a relationship that, has come to a separation or a divorce, or, falling out with family, a lost pet, a lost job, or, just crushed hopes and dreams. And how do we comfort these people? How do we, what does it look like to practically help and support our loved ones in their times of grief? We should really recognize that also, grief, we don't ever move on from it. We just move forward. And so we can't just, it's not just a moment. We can't just send one text. We can't just make one phone call. We can't make one visit and then forget about their pain and think that they're going to be all right. It's a process, and they have to, these people, the people we love and care about, they have to find a way to continue on living their life, with something. It could be as, someone as close as, their husband or their wife or their child, and, a parent that they were super close to. It's not, so this isn't a light thing. It's a severe life, altering and traumatic thing. So we need to remember to continuously check up on them and, offer our support and encouragement in whatever way is best for them. So ask them what they need or what you can do for them. Offer your assistance in things like shopping or cooking or, childcare. Just things that'll help lighten the load of just the daily responsibilities, because they're gonna be preoccupied. Their mind is not gonna be focused on these sorts of things, and so they could probably use your help in those areas. Just be willing to sacrifice your time and your resources for whatever that they actually do need, practical things in life. And, ask them if they want to talk or if they want to be alone. And just only offer advice when it's asked for or, requested. And we need to just be present. Just be present, because just your company alone might be enough for them. And just listen to them without judgment. Don't try to fix their grief, because it's not a problem that needs fixing. It's a process that your loved one has to go through, that they need your support. And, we should let them speak first, and then you should be able to tell by what they're saying and how they're handling things, whether any words from you are necessary. It's sometimes we can be afraid of saying the wrong thing. So it might just be best if we don't say anything at all. We could even tell them, it's like, look, I'm not exactly sure what to say in this situation, but I'm here for you if you need anything. And that could be enough. That could be enough for the moment, especially if it's fresh, if it's just happened. And then, just check in with them later and say, look, is there anything I can do? Is there anything, I can help you with? And, you might find different words as they open up later about what you could say to console them. But we don't need to feel so much pressure of, oh, what am I supposed to say? What can I do to help, when sometimes saying nothing at all is the best thing. And let them feel and experience their pain. There's so many different emotions that grief brings, and it could be, it could be just so complicated. So focus on just being empathetic and really listening, like actively listening, to their feelings, and, just try to be patient with them. And maybe don't be afraid to acknowledge their loss, that person or that thing, because I think we can be afraid of, oh, we shouldn't say anything, we shouldn't bring that person or that thing up, because it might hurt them more. But actually, it might actually, maybe be comforting for them to talk about that person or reminisce about, some good times or good memories. We just really don't know. We have to kind of feel out the situation and, know how our loved one's going to process everything, feel everything. So keep that in mind, and pray for them if they'd like you to. You can ask them, say, hey, would you like me to pray for you? And, if they don't, then that's fine, but then pray for them later. I think we should definitely keep them in our prayers, even if they're not believers, because the Lord is near to the brokenhearted, and we should pray for them often. In 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 3 through 4, it says, praise be to the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of compassion and the God of all comfort, who comforts us in all our troubles, so that we can comfort those in any trouble with the comfort we ourselves receive from God. And respect their boundaries, because people, depending on the depth of connection that we have with people, it could take us a lot longer to grieve certain people that we lose. It might take a lot longer to grieve the loss of a husband or a wife who we've been married to for 30 or 40 years than, for a second or third generation cousin. It just, so we just need to be respectful of their boundaries and their wishes, their desires for the whole process, and just kind of just give them time with their emotions and let just go at their pace for their healing. They just need to know that you're there for them, no matter what that looks like, whatever it is that they need. And people, they shouldn't feel alone in their grieving, but we should be in community. They should be in community, and with a community that provides them with hope, a hope and a future after this. Because, like I said, there's still life left to live. It just looks a lot different, and they sure don't want to think about it in the moment, and it can be hard for us. We definitely shouldn't mention it right away, but eventually, they might need the little nudges to keep them moving forward, so they don't get stuck in any of the grieving processes. So we need to be able to offer them hope, and just let them know that they're not alone. That they should never be alone physically, if they can't handle it, but definitely emotionally and spiritually, relationally. We have to just keep it. It's hard to support people who are grieving, especially when it seems to be taking way longer than we think. That's when we really need to have compassion. We really have to have compassion and empathy on those who, are hurting. So it can be challenging to try to figure out how to respond to, our loved ones who are grieving, or anyone who's grieving, especially during the holiday season, because this is supposed to be a time of joy and celebration. And these people, our loved ones are mourning. They're sad and they're hurting, and we can't just tell them to be joyful. We can't just, tell them to snap out of it. We have to meet them where they are. We have to have compassion on them, and just, we need to know, be content, I think, because I think we feel like we need to be doing more. But just your presence and your compassion on those who are grieving could be enough. It could mean more to them than you would ever know. And so let's just keep loving people well in whatever season they're going through, in whatever valley, whatever struggle, whatever heartache and pain they're facing. Love them well, have empathy on them, and let's just keep being the light where we can. I hope that you guys have a blessed day.